don't know what's the current situation of my internet connection for the reason that we have struggle, we have a problem with internet connection now here in UM for the reason that everybody is already here. So the faculty, the teachers of UM from education to other departments are already reporting here in UM, and today is the first day. So everyone is actually using the internet. So mao na nga murag na siguro murag traffic or murag mao siguro na ang correct term to describe the situation of our internet. So we had a traffic when it comes to the internet connection. So even if yung mga LANs namin, so loading gihapon siya. So you just notify me if there is a problem. Ana na lang siguro. Okay? So, first and foremost, I know I would like to say something about the activity that we will be having for tomorrow. So, tomorrow will be the schedule of your second examination. So, the tawag ani, the coverage of the examination will start from the integers up to the complementary and supplementary angles, of which we will be discussing that one today. And again, we will be going back to the Pythagorean theorem that we were able to discuss yesterday, and we got confusions no when it comes to solving the problem kasi nga nan mura siya na switches di didto. I notice nga na ay mali didto sa triangle itself. So murag na ay unsay tawag ani na nabaliktad ang iyahang description sa letter A and sa letter B. So we will try to clarify that one. Kasi akong gitanaw ang sim na ay mali didto unya akong gituhog-tuhog ba matingala man jud ko ngano man gyud ang akong answer is like this. Tapos ang answer sa guide is kani. So kay bantog ra ang ato din gitanaw na guide didto nga katong triangle nga gibutang didto is baliktad ang iyang letter A and the letter B. So we will be fixing that one. We will be discussing again na Pythagorean, pero I think we will just do it na lang siguro no in a more wala na ta nagdali-dali kasi naalanganin man pud ta atong Monday, alanganin na ta sa atong time, so that's the reason na wala na kayo na to siya napukusan gyud og maayo ang Pythagorean. So today, we will be focusing on that now. And then after that, we will be having the last coverage, which is the complementary and the supplementary angles. So we will not be discussing sa katong mga circles, no? So we will be having a separate, what do you call this one? Separate session for that. Maybe we could start that one on Friday na. Okay? Sige. Let's go back to Pythagorean Theorem. Kasi let's just clarify things. Para di na kita maglibog. Okay, sige ha. Let me just share my screen first. Dili isa din ako siya i-share. Ay, mag-share na lang ko, Bik. Isod ko. Okay. Sige. Makita na ba akong screen? Kita na?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, good. Sige, so if makita na siya, then let's have our example for the Pythagorean. Okay, let me just draw again ha. Mag-drawing sa ko kadali. Okay, so for example, we have here again, we have discussed this already, no? Yesterday. So this is an example of a triangle. Now, you notice you have to remember that the Pythagorean theorem will only work in a right angle. And that's the reason if you say natay mura ang ginana dira ano, because that is an indication that this box is 90 degrees when it comes to angle. So when we talk about the angle, that is actually the measurement sa ilaha dira. So in short, the vertex here is 90 degrees. So, manamantaan na, no? It only works in the right angle. So, pag walang right angle ang imuhang triangle, then you cannot apply na the Pythagorean Theorem. It's not applicable. So, it's only applicable for right angles. So, a triangle with a right angle. Okay? Now, you see that the opposite of that angle, ang iyang opposite, di ba? Iyang kaatbang is the letter C, which is called as the hypotenuse. Mao man na siya gihapon ato ang gidiscuss. That's the hypotenuse, and that is considered as the longest side of the triangle. Now, ang namaliktad magud kagahapon, supposedly di ay ang gagahapon magud nga nahitabo sa ato ay mauni ang atong letter A and this is the letter B. Nabaliktad siya. Kaya pala, so ato din na siyang ibaliktad. You could say we have A and this will be B. Pero there are also studies manggod no that it really doesn't matter also on where you place the A and the B, so long as you know the the formula, then you will be okay. But actually, kana na lang ato ang i-follow, no? That's the B and the A for us to be able to erase the confusion when it comes to solving the Pythagorean theorem. So we have already discussed this one already, that our solution for the Pythagorean is C squared equals A squared plus B squared. So this is actually typically what we are going to use. So even if the missing is the letter C, you can have the C squared. If the missing is letter A, so that's A, and then letter B. On our module, we have already discussed the other solutions derived from this. Like for example, if the missing is the letter B, you have here B squared equals, so ito siya, we have A squared minus C squared. If the missing is the A, you have A squared equals B squared plus A squared, C squared. Let me just, if tama ba siya. Let's go back. Okay, akong i-double check. Basig marong na naman ako. Sometimes I'm not really confident in math ra ba jud. Okay, usa naman to ha. Yan. Yan. Pag B ang wala, C squared minus B squared. C squared minus A squared. C squared minus A squared. Ayan, tara, baliktad na ganito ay. C squared minus A squared. So, ana siya. But in either way, biskan pa man og dili ka kabalo mo memorize anang other nga derived from that formula, okay ra kasi so long na kabalo ka nga mao gini siya ang plus star C squared equals A squared plus B squared. Actually, okay na good na siya. So what you are just going to do now is you just have to substitute to whatever the number it is given on the problem. For example, kay kung ako, din ako mag-memorize aning nasa duha, oy, kani, din na ako na-memorize. So, kanina lang ako pukusan, i-focus on this one. Kasi, biskan pa mag-unsay buhaton ni mo diha, kasakabalo ka ana, and you just substitute the numbers, makuha man dyan mo ang answer. Okay, let's try. Let's try now our problem. Okay, we have that one, and then, we have that, and, okay, let's try. Yon. You try to imagine this is the Tapos we have here our right triangle. So automatically our C is here. Let's try if this is 12. And then this is 6. And then you have here the B. So our question, unsa ang B? So this will be no. So let's try to substitute everything on our formula. So our formula is C squared equals A squared plus B squared. So, C squared natin is 12 and 2 equals, our A is 6, that's 6 and 2 plus B squared. Answer, 2:30. Ay, 3:30. Ano sa Ay, oh. Ay, uma na lang siguro, sir. Isabay. Oh, ano na lang. Sige. Alright, so we have b squared already here. So for us to be able now to really identify that our missing here is the b, then you have to transpose letter b to the left side. So imo man na siyang itabok diha. So itabok na to na siya, nahimo na siya nga negative b squared. So we have here 6 and 2, this will be 36. Si 12 na to dira itabok sa pikas, and then from a positive it will become negative. So we have negative 12, that is 144. Okay, so you try to solve now. 36 minus 144 is how much? Pila? That is negative
108, negative 108.
Negative
Okay, we
108.
have negative 108. You also have here negative B2. Ma'am, is that already enough? Okay, dili pag yun na siya mauno kasi we have to remember that we have to remove the negative side here. So how are we going to remove that one? You multiply both sides with negative sign to be able to eliminate the negative of the b squared. So, negative times negative, that is positive. So, nahimo siyang b squared. Negative 108 times negative, negative times negative, that will become positive. So, you have here, b squared equals 108. So, wala pa tanahuman, you have to square them. Okay. Kaya nga, dito sa pitas nga formula nga mapansin ninyo kay gi-square niya daan. Pero kung ako'y pabuton, ayaw na lang itong ginatulibog, maganaana pa ka, magsira kag square root, maganaana. Pero it depends on you, asa ka hiyang, no? Pero same ra na pa maagi, ana. So we have here, square na to siya. This will become b. And our answer here is square root of 108. So, ana na siya. So, our answer for B is square root of 108. Question. Can we simplify 108? Kaya? Sige daw. Sige, ano na lang. Since we have here an answer which is square root of 108, actually, it's a big number. The first thing that you have to think is that you have to simplify the square root. So how are we going to simplify this one? So since this is already a big number, it's a big number, right? It's 108. You have to consider first, is this number a prime or a composite? Prime or composite? Uy, sa man tong prime, sa tong composite, sa man na siya. Is that a prime or composite? Uy, bangon. Unsa man na, prime ni si 108 or composite? Wala ka. Unsa din ang prime di ay? Review, unsa nang prime? Prime. Unsa nang prime?
Number po, ma'am, nga maka-divide lang is 1 and kanang iyang kaugalingon po.
Okay, good. Tapos ang composite, daghan siyang factors, di ba? O karon, ang pangutana, ang 108, prime ba na o composite?
Composite po, ma'am.
Composite.
Okay.
Composite.
Since composite man kaya na siya, kailangan na to siya i-simplify. Ang pag-simplify na to aning nambira ni, it could either be, sometimes man good no, you can provide the exact answer. If you have the calculator, you just simply type this one. Type lang na din mo sa calculator. Square root, tapos 108, kunya i-equals na siya nimo. If you want the decimal form, then you will gain the answer of equivalent of 10.39. This would be the answer. If you are going to go with the exact answer based on square root of 108. But how about if we have to give an answer nga naka-square root gihapon siya, pero naka-simplify or just, it only means to say nga naka-simplify siya. So we have to do now the prime factorization. Since you have said that 108 is a composite number, then we try the prime factorization. Okay? Let's try. So 108, ang iyang multiple is 2. Wala ka, di na gyud mo agi. Or lobat na gyud. O ha? No, nalubat na gyud ko. Kaya nga, oy. Usaw naman nato ni, ha? Ha? Nalubat na ang ako ang pen. Sayang. Okay. So, since you have here 108, and then you have 2 and 54, 108, di ba, ang ihang ano is 2 and 54. Wait lang. Masulat ba na ko akong kamot diri? Hindi lang, ha? Kaning kamot ng ano. Disconnect. Okay. Ayan, kana. Tara, maningkamot na lang ko ha. Magmano-mano in taon ng tiguang. Sige. Okay. So first, we have here 108. Kailangan na to siya i-prime factorization. Madungog pa ba ko?
Yes,
Madungog pa
ma'am.
ko?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sige, good. So we have here 108 now. So our factor is, first is 2 and 54. 2 and so na gid ay 2 and 54. Nawa na gid, naunsa na gid ni. Wait lang. Ano ang remedyo dito? Ngita ko paraan, people, ha. Dali lang yun. Gunahon ako, unsay atong solusyon ani. Mag-type na lang ko. I-type na ko siya.
Pwede ko na mag-connect sa Wi-Fi atong something na i-code na yan. Pwede ka dito mag-connect mo sa mga iPad.
Nakuan ko, ma'am, ay, ang akong problema man kay na nalobat akong Pennsylvania, mag-solve bang gugu.
Hindi na siya sulat.
Hindi na siya masulat. Nalobat na siya. Una kong problema ba sa malobat siya ba? Bludlaan mo gani sa manghut. Sige. Okay. Daw beng, nag-apply na ba? Okay. So we have here 2 and 54. Okay, wait lang. Automatic na siya. Ngita, ito ang kasulatan nga tarong. Okay, dara. So, nanatay 2 and 54. Tapos, under 54, unsa yung factor? We have 3 and, unsa man?
18, ma'am.
3 and 18. Okay. Okay, sige ha. So, 18 times 3 is 54. So, under ni 18 is pila man siya?
3 and 6 po.
Okay, we have 3 and 6. Pasensyahin na ninyo, okay? Nag-struggle gyud ko. 3 and 6, and then we have 2 and 3. So that is already okay, no? We have 2 times 3 times 3. Laman isa. Let's try ha. 2 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 2. That is 108. So you see, the factors of 108 now is 2, 3, 3, 3, and 2. So all in all, that is 108. Now, unsaon na to pagkuha karon ang simplified nga answer. Easy. Anaon na siya, oh. You try to find a factor in 2, 3, 3, 2, 3 that when you multiply them, it generates a perfect square. Sige daw. Let's try. For example, di ba mauna man ni atong factors? Our factors are 2, nahon na to, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3, and 2, and 3. So, to look at 3, duha ka 2. Okay. Sige daw. Unsa man diha nga factors, nga pag ato silang i-multiply, maka-generate ta og perfect square. Sige daw. Let's have 2 times 3. 2 times 3, that is 6. Sunod, times 3, that is 18. Times 2, that is 36. So, in short, 2 times 3 times 3 times 2, kanang upat diha, it will give you an answer of 36. So, naapay nabilin nga, kinsa na lang nabilin? Ang
3, ma'am.
ang 3 na lang. So, in short, isulod ni mo ni siya square root. Unsa man ako pagsulod og square root, ha? Ano daw nako. Okay. Imagine that is square root of 36 and this is already square root of 3. So, in short, sa factor ni 108 nga 2 times 3 times 3 times 2 times 3, ang iyaha karong square roots are, nga na-simplify na to, is square root of 36 and square root of 3. Now, since 36 is a perfect square, what is the square root of 36?
6 po.
6, ma'am.
Okay, so 6. Since square root naman na si 6, tanggalan na iyang square root diha, unya, taparin na dayon na siya og square root of 3. So, in short, the answer is 6 square root of 3. That is how you simplify your answer, which is 108. Pero, kung ikaw na akay calculator o kabalo ka mo kutay-kutay ano imong calculator diha, di na siya problema. Kay isa ra na kapislitan. I don't know if you see the feature of your pakita nako ha. Tudloan ta mo unsaon paggamit na ng inyong calculator dira. Naglisod jud ko honestly, kay wala mo ko tay pen. Okay, sige. So, for example, if this would be your calculator, pakita na ko. Okay. Pakita na ko ha. Ninyo. Yung square root of 108. Kita ninyo, dili.
Dili siya maklaro, ma'am.
Na square 108. So, if this would be your, butang ninyo na dira, for example, sa inyong calculus, yung square root of 108, ang pislito ninyo, ana, gusto yun mo, kuha mo iyahang answer, syempre, you do the equals. Equals na nimo, no? Pag mag-equals na ka, it will give you the answer, which is 6 square root of 3. So, you could see that one there. That's 6 square root of 3. So, if ever you want to get the solved na dyan, kato na solved na dyan siya nga, ang answer kay marag naka-decimal, marag ana ang answer. Kani inyong i-press, Kani, namo ani nga feature, kani. Kanang naituldok, kuwit. Kana siya. So, i-press lang na siya ninyo. You press that one, it will give you many answers. Okay, that's one, and then this. 10.39 to 30.485. Ang tisliton lang nimo ana, kana ra gyud. Tapos kana. Na. O, di ba? So, tagahan kanyang daghang answer if your calculator is like this. So, there's no problem to do it manually, no? Pero kaganina, gitudloan lang tamo, unsaon to siya pagbuhat og manual. Kay what if wala jud kay calcu karon? What if wala ka jud talaga? Starting from scratch jud ka. So, that would be the thing that you are going to do. Mo jud tayo inyong pwede nga mabuhat, no? Nga mag-ano jud mo, nga say tawag ani magmano-mano gyud mo no through prime factorization. So that's how you simplify square roots, especially if our answer is in square roots. So kana lang siguro. Kana lang ako ang gina-emphasize no kasi nahuman namang gud taani. So let's just continue now with our supplementary and complementary angles. Okay. Let's start with complementary angles. Complementary angles. Okay, you have to remember that when you say complementary angles, lahat ng angles niya is equivalent or sums to 90 degrees. So, naay mga angles na pag imo siyang i-total, 90 sila tanan. Whereas, ang supplementary naman, lahi po iyahang treat. Ang supplementary angles are angles na sums to 180 degrees. In short, it forms a straight line. So, hapit na siya mas straight or straight na yun siya kung ato siyang i-add. I think I have already given this one the last time. Katugong akong gidemo good sa inyo ha atong una good mauto siya ang idea sa complementary o sa supplementary angles. So imagine that you have a protractor. Our question here manggod no is, ma'am, why do we always say that a straight line is always 180 degrees? I have already given you the reason of nganong kana siya. Kasi nga, when you think about the right angle, example, you have a right angle, kana siya, malamang kanang right angle nimo, ang iyang measure ana, that is 90. So, in short, the opposite of the right angle, which is perpendicular to this one, is also 90. And when you have a protractor, imagine that this is a straight line na. This is a straight line. If you have a protractor, the protractor now will measure from here to here. Diba? Muma na siya ang protractor. So, kaya nga, meron tayong protractor because protractor are used for measuring angles. So, if you have here a complementary angle, say for example, we have a complementary angle. Say, we have this angle and this angle. So, kung imong angle ginaana ang dagway, okay, let's try that one. If this will be 50, this is 50, this is pila. This should be 40. So why is it now they are called as complementary? Because when you add 50 and 40, the sum of them or the total angle will be 90. So therefore, kung butang ta kani kay A ni siya dire. This is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. In short, angle angle BAD and angle BAC are complementary angles because when you add the measure of angle BAD and the measure of the angle BAC, it will give you 90 degrees and therefore they are complementary with each other. So, ana ang iyahang sense diha. Another thing, let's go to supplementary. Samot, sayon na pod. For supplementary angles, example, we have here like this, and then we have like this. Okay. So say we have kani siya diri ang bukad. This is 100 105. So, pila man ni karon diri sa ubos sa pikas. Angle BAD, the measure is 105. Now, what is the measure of the AC?
75, ma'am.
Okay, we have 75. So therefore, if we add the two angles which are 105 and 75, it will give you a total angle of 180 in which they are called supplementary. So in short, the measure of angle BAD and the measure of DAC are supplementary with each other because they have a total of 180. So, ana rin siya kasimple ang supplementary o complementary. Why labad? Why kyaw-kyaw? Maura gid na iyahang sense diha. Because, ang ato mong measure diri is for 105, we are measuring the vertex which is here. This is the angle actually. Pero, nag-measure mo punta diri So, you see, the sense now is we are measuring from here going here. So, muna iyahang kuan dira iyahang punto ba. Munang nahimo pud siya nga straight line or hapit na gid siya ma straight. Kung i-add na ko ang 105 ug 75, it will create straight line. So, therefore, the two angles here are supplementary with each other. Kasi, ang katunga man sa 180 is 90, that is complementary. Kana lang ang iyahang sense diha, wala na ilain pa. So, ana na siya. Naglisod lang kong explain kay wala na nagkinamot na lang gid ko diri maglisod ko og di ko kasulat mo ni nakapait aning dili kabalo mo charge pa basirag sige. So, ano na lang siguro no, dira na lang siguro ta mag-stop kasi nalisod na gyud ko ay gusto pa ko mohatag untag problem sa inyo ha. Okay, kadali lang daw be. Let me just try pangitaon ako tong gibuhat sa morning tapos I will ask you if what would be the answer. Stop sharing sa nako ha kay i-delete ano na ako to erase na ko. Dali lang gyud. Delete sa nako ni kay para di maka-answer mo. Sige, dara. Sige daw, you try to solve this one. Shane marched 3 m east and 6 m north. How far is he from his starting point? Oh, you just give the answer later. Sige daw, try to answer. Si Shane nilakaw, 3 metros padulong east, 6 metros, 6 metros padulong north. Unsa nakalayon, gikan sa sinugdan ang iyang nalakaw. You just define the answer for that.
Telephone sa director's office.
Sige, what is the answer here? Gusto na ko exact answer ha, dili naka square root. Sige, ano si answer? Naa pa mo diha, buhi pa mo. Sige daw, what's the answer? Uy, unsay to ba? Ginoo ko. Ano yung nag-answer diha? Madungog pa ba ko? Or ako na lang nagstorya dire?
Yes, ma'am. Madungog pa po.
Aw lagi. Asa naman rin mo, may answer. Unsa di mo? Sayon ra ana. Sige daw, what's the answer? Kinsay bahalag mali. Ala, ano na, declare na inyong answer diha. $6.71. Okay, so that's actually the correct answer, no? 6.71 or square root of 45, no? Square root of 45. Simplified na square root is 3. Square root of 45. Simplified is 3. Square root of 5. Tapos ang yung answer nga naka-decimal form is 6.71. So that is the answer. So if you are going to analyze this one, maglibog intang mag-analyze ani og di mo kabalo mo imagine. Asa din na padulong ang is to the right man na, di ba? Naglakaw kuno si Shane 3 metros padulong is halay drawing o 3 na dira. Karon lakaw na bun siya padulong sa north. So padulong siya sa ibabaw o kana 6 daw na siya. Ang pangutana, unsa na daw kalayon ang iyahang gilakwan gikan sa starting point. Asa man yung starting point? Malamang na diri So kana imong kwentahon karon kana. So in short na missing imong letter C. So the answer should be 6.71 meters. Oh, sorry. 6.71 meters. So whenever we are answering, do not forget to give the apelyido of your answer. So since we are talking about meters here, so you have to provide really the meter also. Now, muna siya nga kung gingon mo nga, you have to give the decimal form of the answer because how can we measure a square root of 45? Or how can we measure a square root of 6 and 5 or 3 or 5? So lisod sad siya no. So ato gyud siyang ihatag ang iyang value in the decimal form. That's 6.71. So mao na siya ang answer dira. Kinsay nakakuha og answer? You can raise your hand. 6.71. Katurang nag-declare ganina og 6.71. Okay, we have Betty Jean. The rest, wala. Ay, ang buti nyo sa inyong life. Basta mag-exam, ugma. Kamu na bahala sa inyong kinabuhi. Sana na lang siguro. And we will just continue na lang siguro the rest of the discussion, no? by Friday na lang kasi naabtan naman good mo nga run out na nga ko ang pen. So, I cannot really discuss thoroughly, but that is actually the idea. Or maybe I will be giving mga drills for you to answer with regards to the Pythagorean theorem. At least you'll be able to practice also. Most especially if there would be a problem na. So, ana siya. Sige, do we have any questions and clarifications? Ay, sorry. Wala. I hope wala na. Okay, sige. So, if there is none already, then let's just see each other again later on for our TLE. Okay? See you later, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.